to make a statement, however you want to respond.
Just wants to make a statement.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Your Honor, I relive that day every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about, cry about, like June 15, 2019. And I will forever be remorseful due to the accident that caused 2 families to lose their loved ones. Every night I pray for the families involved. I also pray for your peace. I do not deserve your forgiveness, but I hope that one day you will have peace. I know that this was a horrific accident that has affected your lives in a way that I cannot imagine. And for that, I am truly, truly sorry.
Anything else you wanted to say to me or anybody else in the courtroom?
Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Baker.
Judge, tragedy is defined by an event causing great suffering, destruction, and distress. What happened on June 15th of last year was an accident to a tragedy to even more tragedy. Mr. Hagler had a wife and a 5-year-old daughter and he panicked. He left the scene of an accident involving the death of 2 people.
That's because this is an intentional act. The leaving is an intentional act. Leaving the scene hinders investigations and denies families of tragedies like this the answers that they deserve. It's a way to hide evidence, to hide your fault, and questions that these families have are never going to be answered, whether the defendant was drunk, whether he was driving recklessly. Those are questions that they deserve the answer to, and he's denied them the opportunity.
You're not a bad person, but you made, and you acknowledge it, one awful, awful decision. And for that, there is a penalty to be paid. The insanity of this case is, had you stayed at the scene, by all accounts, you weren't drunk. You may have consumed 1 beer, which isn't going to usually render somebody drunk. I don't know if there was something else going on, but assuming nothing else going on, by all accounts, had you stayed at the scene, you may not have received as much as a traffic ticket. But by leaving the scene, you devastated families. You, not just the families of the victims, of course you devastated their families, you devastated your own family. You have a young child, you have a wife, you have good, very supportive friends, your mother, your family. They're devastated as well because you're not going to be with them for quite some time. So I'm going to follow that recommendation of the Department of Corrections, and I'm going to sentence you to serve 8 years in the custody of the Florida Department of Corrections. That is going to be followed by a period of 7 years of probation. Special condition of your probation is that you perform 250 hours of community service. And as I mentioned, that community service can be performed while you are in jail. I encourage you to do that. I hope that there is some positive that comes out of this horrible, horrible tragedy. And I will suspend your driver's license for 10 years.
Hi, my name is Donna SCHAFFRATH, and I am Suzanne Landino's cousin. We just left court, and the sentencing is 8 years, which I don't think is harsh enough, but we have to deal with the sentencing, and it's all more about him, you know? I mean, everything that he did that led up to his arrest was evading the police, you know, trying not to be accountable for his actions. So I think that he had no other choice, that he knew he was caught, because otherwise he would have, I don't think he would have ever turned himself in, to be honest with you.